Hello, Aries, and welcome to your November 2024 tarot card reading. Now, before we get started, I wanted to quickly announce that I do have a 2025 year ahead overview Zoom session available on my website. So if you want to sit down with me one-on-one, pull some tarot cards, and talk about the transits that you can expect to experience over the upcoming year, please go ahead and check that out. The link for the booking is going to be in the description box and the comment thread down below. And 2025 is going to be here before you know it. So if you want to get that on the books, now's the time. All right, so let's go ahead and pull out an oracle card. Let's start with an oracle card for Aries. So we start with cleanse. Okay, this is a really beautiful word to use for Scorpio season in general, because I do think there's a lot of purging that just naturally happens during this time anyway. And so it is likely that you're going to feel that. You're going to feel like you actually want to, kind of eliminate, that's the word I always use for Scorpio season, is elimination, where we eliminate things that are no longer useful, that maybe they're in the way, they're in our path, they're blocking things, right? So we have to kind of cleanse and eliminate everything that does not have to do with where we're going and what we want. Anything extraneous has no place in our story right now. So we have to be, really honest with ourselves. And sometimes that's the hardest part. But then other times we have to actually do some stuff, and that's the hardest part for some things. So, it might not be the easiest thing. Cleansing is not always the easiest thing, but it's also necessary for our growth and expansion, especially as we're making our way towards Sagittarius season near the end of the month. We want to be available for that expansion that usually comes with that season. Okay. All right, Aries, what else? Believe in the impossible. A big theme, I've probably said this in every reading so far, a big theme for November seems to be coming out is faith. And this really speaks to the believe in the impossible card. And maybe one of the reasons why this cleanse card comes out, because it's saying, hey, Aries, you have to be willing to let a lot of things go and to purge a lot of things from your life, whether it's behavioral or mental or something in the external world. You have to be willing to walk away from that and have faith that you will find something better. You have to have faith in yourself to be able to create it. And you have to have faith in the divine or God or spirit that there will be, that the opportunities will in fact present themselves. So it's not just faith in one or the other, higher power or yourself. It's really faith in both. Believe that you are capable of things that you currently might see as an impossibility for you too. We want to make room to receive. That's a very important thing. Make room to receive. We have the Three of Coins, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Six of Cups. Okay, I'm going to start with the Six of Cups because this is another theme that's coming out through November, which this card has been showing up in almost, not quite every single one, but almost every sign's reading. Now, the Six of Cups feels really gentle and really soft. And it's like someone in your life, someone that you care about, is delivering something very much wanted to you. And it does feel a little bit like a gift. It feels like something you certainly don't have to work for. Now, it may not be an actual person. It might be, the universe doing its thing too. But chances are the universe is going to use other people to get to you, right? Use other people to deliver these opportunities to you, right? Because the universe itself is not necessarily handing you that job offer. It's usually a person, right? That person is doing it. And I think this is one of those instances where, again, you have to be ready and willing to receive this. I don't see Aries being skeptical, which is a good thing. I don't see you pushing that away simply because it came in too easy. What I do see is Aries, you saying, wow, this is so perfectly in line with everything I've been trying to create with this King of Wands. I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to make something happen from it. I do see with that King of Wands that Aries has some kind of potential energy sort of packed in. You may not be running to the races right now. You might not be sprinting and expending all that energy, but there does seem to be something building up as though you're kind of waiting, or you are, percolating or strategizing or thinking on things right now. And that energy is getting more and more heated as time goes on. I don't know that this is going to be the month where you're going to pull the trigger and you're going to kind of go where you need to go. But this probably has a lot to do with Mars retrograde. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology for the month, because there's actually a lot of things going on, but the three really big ones: Pluto transitioning into Aquarius, finally for the last time. So we'll never, ever have to go back to that Pluto Capricorn era ever again. We also have Saturn stationing direct in Pisces. So we're going to feel the turnaround energy there. Plus your ruling planet, Mars, moving into Leo. Now, Mars does not officially retrograde until December, but throughout November, he's going to start to slow down. And I think it's the slowing down of your ruling planet in preparation for that retrograde that is why I'm seeing this energy kind of building with this King of Wands. I'm seeing it kind of packing in, and you're like maybe in your creative space right now, but you're not necessarily executing on things. What I'm looking at here with the Three of Coins is that you're still building. Okay, you're probably doing things according to plan, based on the plan that you've set forth a while ago. I don't know that, at least in the first part of November, and we're going to pull out 6 more cards, but in the first part of November, I don't know that you are going to be making any big or wild changes right now. You're just kind of keeping the status quo, keeping everything as balanced and as equal as you possibly can. This Six of Cups does seem like it has the potential to really change the game. And because you are in this kind of percolated state, I'm kind of like, when the Six of Cups comes in, it's like, okay, that's the final piece. That's the final thing that you were waiting for. That's the open door that you were hoping for. And you are manifesting, and look, here it is. And so you can really take it. Again, I don't really see tons of second guessing with that Six of Cups. I don't see you pushing back against it or being skeptical about it. I just see you saying, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about exactly like what needs to happen, because that's what I've been asking the universe for. Okay, beautiful Two of Cups. The Six of Cups with the Two of Cups is actually a really beautiful combination. Look, sometimes the Two of Cups is nothing more than a good conversation. Okay, but usually that conversation leads somewhere. It could be an actual offer, like a job offer. You're signing a contract, you're coming together with another entity or another person, and you're making certain agreements or plans. Sometimes that Two of Cups can get really special, where maybe there's a soulmate quality at play, or there's some kind of a divine union or something that feels really important in your life. And with the Six of Cups, again, it's not necessarily something that I think you've had to really work for. Now, you've done work, you've personally grown, you've developed your businesses, you've worked really hard on your career, you've educated yourself, you've worked on your health, right? You've done all those things. But this opportunity just kind of seems to be like a silver platter, here you go. Again, it's not probably a big thing, but it is a puzzle piece, a really important puzzle piece that once it's in, so many more things become possible, right? Believe in the impossible. And that's why, like, you don't have to be skeptical of this, because it's like, well, even though it may seem like it's kind of come out of nowhere, it also hasn't, because you've been dreaming about it, you've been thinking about it, you've been waiting for it, you've been hoping for it, and yet here it is. Now, I will say, I don't think this is necessarily financial. I don't think this is anything material quite yet, although it could turn into some type of material benefit, like actual money coming in. But right now it feels more like an emotional success. It feels more like something that satisfies you, or that makes you happy, or that encourages and inspires you. And that's going to be something like this King of Wands can finally start to exert some of this energy. Although I think that's probably going to happen more in December, maybe not so much in November. You might keep yourself in that more contained place until Mars finally does his retrograde. So it might take time for you to really integrate whatever this Six of Cups is. Sometimes that Six of Cups comes as like a gift too. So for you to get used to living with that, to get used to like, oh, this is my new state now. I guess I don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z because now this is taken care of. So, it does take time for you to kind of get used to that and acclimate to it. There could also be a person with whom you're very transparent with and that you can talk to in an equal way. There's a lot of balance here. There's not a lot of hiding. Not that Aries really tends to hide anyway. I think usually Aries is very just, here I am, this is me, take it or leave it kind of deal. But this is someone that I think you feel comfortable with just being super authentic with, and there's a lot of appreciation and respect for who you are in your most authentic form. And that's maybe one of the reasons why too it's so motivating and it's so inspiring, because there's an acceptance of you. Someone is accepting you, they're accepting your talents, they're accepting what you bring to the table, and that makes you feel appreciated and reassured. And when you're in that state of confidence, there's so much more that you can do, so many more things you can accomplish. Now, with the Two of Swords, there does seem to be some kind of a crossroads, a choice, or a decision point that you're going to hit. Now, I don't know that this is going to be all that dramatic. So far, I'm not really seeing a massively dramatic month for you, but this may coincide with maybe Saturn stationing direct on the 15th, where you kind of have to say, okay, well, I either go this way or I go that way. And with the, cleanse card coming out, you're going to have to really consider what has a place in your new life that you're hoping to create and what doesn't. Now, the good news is that when you hit this Two of Swords, and again, probably it's because this comes in. You probably wouldn't hit this crossroads if this wasn't coming in, because they're kind of linked, right? So now that you have this missing piece of the puzzle, now some big decisions can really be made. So you might have to have feedback or some kind of a counseling session or an advising session with this person. And that can be very useful in helping you to make sense of things, because sometimes when we're so close to certain situations, it's really hard for us to see clearly, and an outside perspective can be exceptionally useful. Now, when I look at this Empress card, I mean, on one hand, I think it's you, but I also think it's another person. So it's kind of coming in twofold. So let me go through each one. So on one hand, this is you, and it is your ability to make things manifest, which is really what this is all about. It's what Scorpio season is all about. Remember, Scorpio is opposite of Taurus, so there is a physicality that comes through, and Scorpio energy does tend to want the actual things, okay? It's not enough to just be thinking about it or dreaming about it. It's not enough, okay? There has to be some kind of tangibility with everything. And so we are driven by results right now, which is one of the reasons why Scorpio people can tend to be very successful when they choose to be, because it's like, well, it's pointless if I don't see the results, and it's results all the way. So, I do see that you are actually putting yourself in a scenario where you can see those results that you've been hoping to see. On the other hand, I do think this is someone else, and this is maybe the Two of Cups person, because you're clearly here as the King of Wands, and the Empress feels soft and supportive. Of course, there's a divine feminine component, so she's not, pushing or pressuring. I think she's creating a lot of space for you, Aries, to really figure things out. I think the Empress is also someone who is maybe like a mentor or does inspire you in some way. So again, she's not out here trying to tell you what to do, but she is leading the way and making it safe for you to follow. Her leadership style is a little unique. It's obviously not going to be dictatorial or anything like that. It's just, hey, Aries, if you want to come along, you're more than welcome. And maybe that's part of the gift that's coming out, is that there is someone who sees you and believes in you and wants to take you under their wing. Maybe there is some kind of a mentorship or a coach relationship going on, or maybe there is some kind of, colleague or professional connection that you have, where someone who is accomplished is seeing all of this potential in you and saying, I want to invest in you, Aries. I don't care what you're doing really, but I want to invest in you. And I think you're worth it. You're worth my time, my energy, even for a conversation. The fact that you're worth it says a lot. So surround yourself with people who are, high caliber, and you might see a wonderful relationship blossom. Again, it does not have to be romantic, although maybe for some of you it could be. But I suspect many of you are not. With the South Node in the 7th house, I'm not saying you're not thinking about it at all. I just don't know that it's the most important thing right now. We still have the North Node in your sign. So there is a lot more focus on you as an individual as opposed to a romantic partner. But you can still have partnerships, romantic and professional and otherwise, that can be beneficial for you. Okay? I feel like that empress can be a game changer for you, can really help you up level yourself. Again, she's not really doing anything for you other than maybe opening some doors, okay? But it's going to be up to you to really walk through them. We have the Tower, the Four of Coins. Okay. I'm seeing a bit of a struggle with the comfort zone, as we see with the Four of Coins. And now I do think on one hand, you're ready for the big change. That does seem to be aligned with whatever this Six of Cups, whatever this gift is. It does. I'm using gift very loosely. I don't necessarily mean an actual gift. It might be for some of you, but for many of you, probably it's more like an opportunity, okay? In your head, you're ready for it. Vibrationally, you're ready for it. In your heart, you're ready for it. But then when it actually shows up, I think it's going to cause a little disturbance. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to take it. You probably will, and you'll probably lean into it and be very excited about it. And I'm not seeing that much of a fight, but I do see something going on with the comfort zone. There does seem to be a little bit of clinging or grasping, stubbornness coming through at the Four of Coins. I don't think you like that, though. I think the fact that you see something in yourself where you're like, I'm being stubborn, or I'm being like fearful, I'm being scarcity mindset, I'm being lack oriented right now. I don't like that that's where I'm at. Seems like you're aware of it. Seems like you are kind of fighting with that a little bit, because when a door opens like this, it's like you either walk through or you don't, right? Two of Swords. You either do this or you don't do it. You either grow and move on, or you stay exactly where you've been. You stay stuck. The Tower is a suggestion that externally things are changing rapidly. Internally, things might be changing rapidly as well. But the Four of Coins does suggest the resistance to a degree. But because you are aware of it, and I see that you are with the Ace of Swords, I don't know that you'll be a victim to this, but it does seem to be present. You might also be using certain excuses, like financial excuses, and saying, well, I can't do this because I don't have the money. Now, I'm not saying that's not valid, because it might be totally valid. If you have this big opportunity, but it's going to cost you a bunch of money, and you're like, wow, I really don't have the money to do that. I understand that restriction is real to an extent. Okay, it's real, but it's also not real. And this is going to be your time to go into, again, believe in the impossible. And you have to cleanse out that kind of mindset. You have to cleanse out that kind of behavior because it is limiting you. And see, the thing I like about the Empress is that she has no limits. She has no limits. She's not holding herself back. And she understands that she can just keep going higher and higher and higher in any endeavor that she sets her mind to. That's why it's so wonderful. That's why it's such a gift that she seems to be appearing in your life. I say she because it's an Empress, but it could be anybody. But this person is appearing in your life. They're believing in you. They are wanting to do business with you. They're wanting to sign orders with you, whatever. And all you have to do is follow. All you have to do. And even though this Four of Coins is like, oh, again, this probably coincides with the Mars retrograde, because by the end of November, Mars is going to be barely moving, like practically not moving at all. So I understand the hesitancy. I understand the resistance a little bit. But again, in your mind, you're not being resistant. It's just maybe there are some external factors that are legitimately there. And you're like, well, I can't do it because I don't have the money, or I can't do it because I can't just take off work for 6 weeks. I can't just do this. It's not logical. But the Ace of Swords says you can find a way. You can find a way to make it work. You can find a way. You have to believe in the impossible. Remember, I said a lot about faith. Faith not only in yourself, but also in the divine as well. And I suspect that this Six of Cups, Two of Cups, Empress situation that you have going on is something very divine in nature, miraculous in nature. So if the universe can present that to you, then you can find a way past this Four of Coins obstacle. Okay, because you don't want to have all this crumbling down and then just be stuck in the rubble, right? You don't want to just have the whole world be changing and then you just kind of stick in the mess. That's not the point of Scorpio season. The point is to get ourselves out of the mess. This is common for Scorpio season because typically we do have to get rid of a lot of stuff. So we clear the path, we destroy a lot, but the things we keep alive during this time are the things that matter most. It's our top priorities. But if you're still trying to keep it all together and you're not letting the destruction happen, you're going to miss out on a fantastic open door that you probably should be walking through right now. You probably should be taking that leap. You should be following this Empress. You should be taking that person's advice. Okay, you should be following their lead as much as you possibly can. Okay, and if there is an obstacle, instead of saying, well, I can't because of this, say, how can I do this in spite of this? How can I make this happen in spite of my finances, or in spite of my work life, or in spite of this, in spite of that? How can I make it work? How can I have all of it? Right? How can I keep my job and travel for 6 weeks? Right? That kind of mindset, so that you can maybe have it all. Because this potential energy that's kind of just sitting there packing in, at some point it's going to release, and you're going to want to have free reign. Okay, you're going to want to be able to have control and want to be able to go do what you need to do. And you're not going to want to be held back at that point. So this is a time where you can kind of arrange and mold things in a specific way simply by asking for it. Simply by vocalizing what you want, vocalizing what you need, and being willing to get out of the comfort zone as much as possible. Because if you're staying comfortable, that's you being right here. We're not meant to be comfortable right now. This is not a time of comfort. And I don't even think 2025 is meant to be comfortable either, simply because of what the astrology is doing. Okay, next year we're going to have a Saturn-Neptune conjunction. That's not going to be comfortable. Okay, so let's just deal with the fact that we're just going to be uncomfortable, and we got to get out of our boxes, and we got to push, we got to expand, and we have to do things we've never done before. Okay. All right, Aries, what else for you? What else comes through? So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up all these cards. We're going to pull out an additional 27, so 3 cards per card. And we're going to cover that all in the comprehensive reading. So we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes or so about all the new cards. Again, the link is in the description box and the pinned comment thread down below. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. So let's take a look here at the 3 of Coins. What else does Aries need to know for the 3 of Coins? Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Swords, and the World. Beautiful Magician, really speaking to that potential energy. 5 of Coins and the Devil. 3 of Wands. 6 of Cups feels so easy, so simple. 2 of Cups, we got the 3 of Coins. 7 of Coins and the Knight of Swords. For the 2 of Swords, 2 Queens and a Knight. Okay. Those swords are interesting. I'm going to pull one more. Okay. Ooh, Tower on a Tower. All right. We're going to pull 3 more cards since we got a repeat. Okay. Happy that 10 of Coins came out. All right, for the 4 of Coins, we've got the 7 of Cups, the Strength card, and the 2 of Coins. Another King of Wands, a Star card, and last but not least, another 2 of Swords. All right, Aries, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join me, you are more than welcome. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon.